I'm Graham Johnson from the Port of Tacoma. Here's what's happening on Pierce County's working waterfront. We begin with a progress report on a major project, the completion of State Route 167. In April, the Washington State Department of Transportation began work on the Puyallup bend of a new expressway to the Port of Tacoma. Work is well underway on the section between I-5 and the port, with completion scheduled for 2026.
This is where it all comes together. All the planning and design efforts between the port and WashDOT leading up to this.
A completed State Route 167 will improve connections for trucks heading to and from the port and reduce backups for everyone by moving trucks off many surface streets. The port built a regional coalition to support the project and contributed $30 million. You can watch our in-depth story about SR167 completion on our social media channels and on the news page of portoftacoma.com. There's fresh concrete on the site of the future Port Maritime Center. In April, crews from BN Builders did a major concrete pour for the foundation of Tacoma Public Schools' Maritime 253 Skills Center. The Career and Technical Education building will be next door to a new Port Business Center. The Northwest Seaport Alliance is out with a new roadmap for decarbonizing drayage, the short-haul trucks that serve marine cargo terminals in Tacoma and Seattle. It includes nearly 70 recommendations, like financial incentives to bring zero-emission vehicles into cost parity with diesel, and projects demonstrating new trucks and charging infrastructure. A project supported by the port is now open in Gig Harbor. The Harbor History Museum held a grand opening April 26th for its Maritime Gallery, a newly enclosed structure to protect Shenandoah, a restored 1925 fishing boat. For years, the gallery had a roof, but no walls.
When it was snowing outside, it was snowing inside. When it was raining outside, it was raining in here.
More than 400 donors contributed to the gallery, including the Port of Tacoma, which made a $10,000 economic development investment. In April, the port joined Pierce County's signature springtime celebration. The Daffodil Festival Grand Floral Parades entertain crowds in Tacoma, Puyallup, Sumner, and Ording. Commission President John McCarthy and Commissioner Deanna Keller each rode in multiple parades.
I am so thankful that you have sponsored the festival.
At their March meeting, commissioners welcomed the Daffodil Queen and a princess. In April, Commissioners Dick Marzano and Kristen Ang met with community members in DuPont at Amazon's Robotic Fulfillment Center. The Coffee with Commissioners event included a behind-the-scenes tour. The port's 5 commissioners meet each month at the Fabulage Center off Port of Tacoma Road. Meetings begin at noon and public comment is welcome. Our monthly email newsletter, Pierside, includes meeting agendas. Pierside subscribers are the first to find out when free tickets become available for our annual boat tours of the port, which will be held Sunday, September 7th. You can sign up for Pierside at portoftacoma.com. Also on our website, reserve free tickets for our Ports and Popcorn speaker series. In April, historian Rod Kuhn talked about the port's first century at the Grand Cinema in Tacoma. On May 15th, David Mellon of Puget Sound Pilots will explain what it takes to guide huge ships safely through local waters. And on June 12th, Drew Curley of Foss Maritime will talk tugboats. Fife students are sharing their port-inspired artwork. At Fife High School, Katie Bauer's students created paintings, many with 3-dimensional elements. Some showcase shipping at the port, others focus on habitat restoration. The students toured the port, visiting both habitat sites and marine terminals.
It's probably one of the most fun projects I've done, and this is one of the things I'm most proud of.
Artwork from both middle and high school students will be on display at the Fife Milton Edgewood Chamber after-hours event on May 8th at the Port Administration Building. A big turnout for an Earth Day beach cleanup. More than 80 volunteers picked up 400 pounds of trash at Dickman Mill Park. The port worked with Parks Tacoma to sponsor the event. Finally this month, a new way to learn about Tacoma's maritime heritage for free. On January 1st, Foss Waterway Seaport began offering free admission as a way of celebrating the 125th anniversary of the historic building it calls home. After the permanent switch to free admission, attendance doubled. The museum still accepts donations. Thanks for watching. A new edition of Working Waterfront is coming in June.